Hello everyone. Oh, I'm amazed I got all of that done in 15 minutes. You have no idea. I have been running around my apartment complex trying to find everything and do things, and it's done, and I'm amazed at myself. But yeah, it got done. I'm just I'm kind of floored by that. That was a bit of a surprise. Not gonna lie. Oh. Whew. All right, my dashboard is mad at me. Okay, if anything was said, unfortunately, my thingy did not seem to pick it up. Also, this is very bright. I had this set up for Zoom. Okay, Google, turn the streaming lights to 30%.
All right, setting 2 lights brightness to 30%.
That should be better. That should be better. No, it's not. It's still washing me out. Okay, Google, turn the streaming lights to 20%.
Okay, setting 2 lights brightness to 20%.
Alright, now you're auto-correcting, you son of a... Why does the video configuration lose its settings every time? Oh, that was too far. Overcorrection! Overcorrection! Yeah. There we go. A nice, soft, warm color. Yeah, it is trying to help. It's helping a little too much. Just calm down. Let me do my thing, you know? All right, webcam. No more artifacting. I have no idea why that was happening on Tuesday still. It's not happening at this point. Oh, I'm sorry. I just activated your Google. Sorry! I mean, if you want, I can tell it to play Despacito and we can just make it the whole thing. I'm on a weird meme kick today because the stick bug meme is now a thing. I'm getting very confused why it's a thing. I could do it even better. I could do the German version. I'd enjoy the German version of, you know, play Despacito way better. You know, like insert device that I will not say because it might trigger anyone else's device. Das ist so traurig. Das ist so traurig. Blank. Spiel 99 Luftballons. I love it. Oh, Alienware, go shove it up here. Oh no. Personally, I don't know anything about Despacito, other than the meme. I didn't really listen to it at all. So if there's more down in that, I'm not sure. For some reason, that's why I think I like the German version better. 99 Luftballons, which the only way I can hear that song now is in German. I can't hear it in English. Same with Major Tom. Can't hear it in English. Honestly, every time I do, I'm like, this is wrong. That's not how this works. I'm gonna hop right into the game because I was not meaning to spend 15 minutes trying to find the mailbox key. Whew. All right. Oh, I should turn down my volume here. This is gonna be real loud. Oops. Too far. No? Whoa. Whoa. I know I'm not the only one who's seeing my volume going crazy right now. There we go. Okay. 20 is perfect. We're not hitting play. We ran into that last time. But yeah, no, I can only hear that song, those songs in German, in the original. Like, that's just how I know them. I have no idea why I left this up. There's going to be something in there. I'm certain of it.
I see.
And this is where you put the thing, which I'm certain I will get at a later point.
I'm afraid I'm back again. I would like to fingerprint you.
Ay, señorita?
Everyone.
Oh, then I will submit.
I will submit. That's a way to phrase it. Phrasing!
Au revoir, monsieur.
Phrasing! Alright, now we can even do some... Oh, there's something else that I need in order to do this, isn't there?
These prints don't match.
Ah, okay.
These prints don't match.
They don't match. Yeah, the world's in the wrong place. Edward Masterman, though.
Prints match.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping for no power outages, absolutely. Crossing my fingers on that one.
These prints don't match.
They do not match.
These prints don't. These prints don't match.
It's kind of hard to see that one. It's very pixelated.
The prints match.
Alright, I guess we have to talk to a couple of people, like Greta Olson and Monsieur Masterman. Greta is in her room, if I recall.
Oh, please, Mish. I am so distressed. I am not able to talk at the moment.
Fucking better! How do I show her this? Do I not talk to her about that? And then Masterman's in the salon car. What's Masterman again? All these white guys, you know, I just don't know who's who anymore. Oh, wait, Masterman's the butler. That's right. Masterman's the butler. Hardman is the weird one. Private detective who's bad private detective. As in a Poirot story, anyone who is not Poirot is bad at being a detective, because they just are.
I've told you all I know, miss.
I know, so many characters. Too many. So many to keep track of, oh my god. Okay. Studio imprint. Alpax. Gold's axe? I don't know. Antibiotics and their use in the treatment of primary chlamydia-induced enteritis. That is dreadful. I won't lie, you're right there.
You presume that...
I don't know what that was. What else is there to do? What am I missing here? Just to see what the different things I'm supposed to do are. Oh. Okay, so I don't need to do anything with the radio. It's just sitting there as a Chekhov's gun at the moment. Point taken. Are there more fingerprints? That's another great question. You have to find every single one before you move on. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that I still need to do. Oh my god. Right. Wow. All right. Okay, so let's get started then. So I need to get a fingerprint from the padlock. I thought I broke the padlock. Why I'm confused that I have to... Did I not break the padlock? Am I crazy? I feel like I broke the padlock and therefore I shouldn't be testing for fingerprints because it's my fingerprints. But...
Wait, that is how Poirot would have done it.
Broken padlock with coal dust on one side. Okay. Just keep going, I guess.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Sure. What else? Stiletto from the shepherd's hut. I have a stiletto? I don't remember either. Oh, God. It's one of those things where, like, this game, you have to remember what you did, but not to an extent that you write it down necessarily. You just need to remember. Oops. Just need to remember what steps have been taken, which is not always clear to me. Can't remember what I did, basically.
I obtained a clear...
Snowshoes in the thick tumbler. I already did the thick tumbler.
Wait, that is...
I obtained a...
Okay, that's all of the fingerprints on objects, according to this. Now there's a bunch of other things that I need to get. Oh, see, some of these are very odd. Like, okay, I'm supposed to get fingerprints from this empty Athens car, specifically the face here.
There's a visible fingerprint here.
Which I guess, sure.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
And then the handlebars. Which explains why they are...
A fingerprint.
selectable.
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
But, okay. Anyway, moving on. Back to the Calais coach. And we need... I already got the door handle connecting room. Connecting door between 11 and 12. I need the windowsill, which I should have thought of that one. I will give them that one. That one makes sense to me.
It has a fingerprint on it.
I mean, you don't see the... Yeah,
I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Let's be honest about this for ourselves. And then the other one is on the baggage car, which I did not realize I have a key to the baggage car that I needed. Firstly... Now, I feel like this quality of wood would not hold a fingerprint well. So this might be a little ridiculous. But okay. Large crate clasp and door handle to the security room. Oh, you're still here, right?
These items do not... This contains... It looks like...
Ah, this thing.
Quite interesting.
There's a visible fingerprint here.
I don't know what we're... What's the point of these? I don't get, but... Door handle... Okay, well... Move on. Apparently I have the key for this, and I had no idea. Even though no one's supposed to have the key for this.
The key worked.
Because it's supposed to be for the station people only.
Well, what do we have here? Well, what do we have here?
Very odd large crate. We're gonna open this? Not locked or anything.
Well, there's a visible fingerprint here. I obtained a clear print and a...
There's just not really a reason to do this. There's nothing to indicate that the murderer was in here. But... yet here we are.
Well... Well, what? Well, well, what? Well, what? Well,
What am I supposed to do? What do we do? I don't know what to do.
Mille pas.
According to the thing, I'm supposed to do this. No. Specifically the metal clasp.
well, what do we...
Well, what do we have here? Well, what do we have here? Open the damn thing. Aha. All reference prints from suspects? I'm missing one. What am I missing? One, two, three. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18. 19. Whereas I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I'm missing 2 peoples. Alright, well now I might actually need to write some things down, so hold on. Alright, names. Let's start writing down some names. Oh, I haven't fingerprinted myself, technically, so knock that back down. 20. Oh, do I just need... Wait. Alright. Fine, we'll do this way. Masterman. Mateo. McQueen. Constantine. Debenham. Sensori. Oh, the engineer. I probably have to go get his stuff. Hildegard. Oh, Schmidt. Sorry. Excuse me. It's easier for me to remember the passengers by their last names, and all of the staff by their first names, because everybody talks about them that way. Klaus. Olson. Abdullah. Hubbard. Dragomirov. Foscarelli. But not Hardman. Oh, we don't need his. Rivard. Wait, Lucien. Michel Pierre. And Diogenes. Count. Adreny. Countess. Adreny. Okay. Who do we have prints for? We have Mateos. We have Mary Debenhams. We have Countess Adrenyes. We have Count Adrenyes. We have Carolyn Hubbard. Hubbard. Ooh, okay. Lucien. Klaus. Foscarelli Arbuthnot. Masterman McQueen Schmidt. Where did I put you? I erased you and rewrote you to say Schmidt. I wrote Hildegard. Never mind. Olsen, Dragomirov, Michel. Dragomirov, Michel. Who is Michel? Not on my list? Pierre Michel. Oh, okay. Pierre. Mother frickin'. Very good point. Hardman. Constantine Mateo. I already wrote down Mateo. Didn't I? Debenham. Yeah. Okay, so we still need the engineer. And Abdullah. Who is... who? fireman. Okay. Now this is the bad man safe. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 60 is 600, or 60, isn't it? No. Yeah, no, 3 times 20. 20 is the score. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, no, yeah. So it should be... How do I do this then? Is it just... How do I do the 600? Understanding count the number of the beast, for is the number of a man. His number is 666. Or is it just 666? Maybe.
That isn't the right combination.
What?
I'll have to start over.
Okay.
That isn't the
Fuck.
right combination. I'll have to start
Am
over.
I doing something wrong? Is this stupid? Is this a stupid thing? It very well may be. Who knows at this point? Okay, yeah, no, it's not stupid. I'm stupid. It really is 666. So, I really do need to just 6 all the way back to 6, and then all the way forward to 6. Who the fuck sets that as a safe combination? That's so...
I heard a click.
That's bad. That is bad.
It's open. It's locked fast.
What do you mean it's locked fast? It's open.
I'll put this into my scrapbook so I can take a closer look at it later.
It's locked fast.
What is this
It's locked fast.
letting me... Which one is that? Where did the letter go? Reading it now is important. I mean, I'm sure people do, but they shouldn't. It's disappointing. I guess this is on the same level of people who leave their Wi-Fi set to like admin and password or something. I don't even know. Ratchet's Confession. That must be it. Okay. Mm-hmm. This seems out of place. I don't know that this is genuine. Even a step further than that, though. It's like Ratchet never expressed himself in such a way that he felt any remorse, as far as I could tell. Ergo, what is that? Oh, that's the menu button. Okay. Ergo, that letter is not written by him. Which means that I have questions for McQueen as his secretary. Especially because I'm sure McQueen was well acquainted with his signature. And therefore his writing, and therefore could do whatever. Then how did McQueen know that he was Cassetti this whole time? Did he know? Well, he would have had to have known if that was him. Interesting. Questions, 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 questions.
I confess.
Okay. In order to get out at this point, do we still need to go through the... Or can we go out the back door like a normal person? We can go out the back door. Cool. We no longer have to climb through a fucking window.
I would like to fingerprint you.
Eğer mecbursan. Yalnız bırak beni. Lütfen.
Alright, that's it.
I still need to ask you some questions about last night.
At your service, dear young lady. But I know nothing.
Did you see anyone leave the train last night?
No. But as I have told you, we were busy with the boiler. The pressure must be kept up for the light and heat.
Did you see anyone get on the train?
In Belgrade, there was a single passenger only for the Athens-Paris coach. No one at the other stops that I saw.
Can you describe this passenger?
He was small, dark. A doctor, I think, Michel said.
No one else?
Well, Matteo, of course, the Athens-Paris attendant. Not to speak ill of the crew, but he was very late getting aboard. We left the station only moments later.
Except he says...
I would like to fingerprint you.
Anything you require. However, if you're planning to smear that typewriting ribbon on my fingers, it is unnecessary. My fingers are black from coal dust already.
Perfect!
That will be enough, Taib.
Cool. Alright. Go back and figure out these other ones. The padlock. Alright. It's a whirl directly in the center
These
here.
prints
Nope.
don't match. The prints match.
Interesting. Mateo's. So, the Athens-Paris coach. Not the knife, though. This doesn't match the knife. God, these are really hard to see.
These prints don't match. These prints don't. These prints. These prints.
I really can't tell what shape that is.
These prints don't match. These prints don't match. These prints. These prints.
Excuse me.
These prints.
Okay.
These prints. These prints. These prints. These prints.
Get used to that sound effect right there.
These prints don't.
We're going through every single person now because
These prints.
I cannot see. My computer screen is not allowing me
These prints.
to do so.
These prints. These prints. These prints. These prints. These prints. These prints.
Oh, shoot.
These prints. These prints. These prints don't. These prints don't match.
Alright, now I'm confused. That one doesn't have any matching fingerprint?
These prints. The prints match.
Right.
These prints don't.
No.
The prints match.
There we go. Okay, she was in there. Weird.
These prints.
Nope. Don't know.
The prints match.
Alright. That's Foscarelli right there.
The prints
Damn.
match.
Also
The
Foscarelli.
prints match.
Also
The
Foscarelli.
prints match.
There's a notch on the left.
The prints match.
Okay. Where are the rest of these? According to this, there still is one more fingerprint that I haven't found. Snowshoe crate, empty crate, door handle, large crate clasped in security room and baggage car. And I couldn't seem to get that to work. Two of the prints cannot be matched. Yeah. And I only have one that can't be matched.
The Calais.
This is stupid. I remember this, and I remember it being stupid. But you take the bowl full of cake batter,
Excellent. Like the hand in the glove.
and you make a cast out of it. Then
That is most pleasing.
use the ice tongs, take it out, and combine that with the bucket of ice so you
That is
keep
how
it
Poirot
cold.
would have done it.
Alright. Into the Athens Paris coach. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. It's just a bit of a stretch.
Nothing to...
Poirot could see at once.
I can't see at once that that would be a shoe too small for the man to make a footprint. Poirot. Shove it up your...
Poirot could see.
Very methodical.
Poirot could see. Not a precise. Poirot could see.
This is lots of fun, isn't it? Evidence gathering part is the least fun.
Poirot could not a precise.
Okay, good news. None of the people in that coach. Problem solved. It does capture the tedium, doesn't it?
Poirot could
This is true.
Poirot could see.
I think this is, yeah, that's the princess's room. That's not going to help. It was a man's shoe by the looks of it.
Poirot could.
Alright, next to his cabin is Countess. So... Ratchet himself? Unlikely, but still. Also not in there. Never mind. No shoes to look at. Problem solved. Poirot, who we're ignoring because there's no way he could have. Monsieur, my queen. Alright, here, you little shit.
Poirot could see.
Alright, well that leaves one person left. So if it's not this last cabin...
To the trained
There we
eye,
go.
those would appear to be a match most precise.
Finally. Whose shoes are these?
I see nothing remarkable.
Whose shoes are they?
I can't see any.
Still don't know whose shoes they are. There's two people in this cabin. Foscarelli. There's no way it was Mr. Man. There's no way it's the uptight English butler who has shoes that look like that. Foscarelli has a lot to answer for. His fingerprints are everywhere. His footprints are in the snow. His fingers all over the fingerprints are all over the other thing.
Well, what?
Iron bar? What is this?
Those don't work together.
Nope. Unfortunately, was not it. This isn't working.
Well, what? Well, what? Well, what? Well, what? Well, what do we have?
What am I supposed to do with this? Wait. Alright, time to bring out the big guns. GameBoomers.com. Oh, yeah. Oh. Friggin'.
Oh my! Just what is all this for?
Eat this.
It has a fingerprint on it. I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
Which I believe there is no match for. It said there were two.
These prints don't. These prints. The prints match.
Oh, no. Queen's prince match.
It's a makeshift bed, but who could possibly be using it? It's a makeshift crime et punition, géographie européenne, introduction à la science. Interesting selection. There's a visible fingerprint here. I obtained a clear print and have filed it.
This is that same one, isn't it? One that I don't have a match for. Yeah, it is. Okay.
It looks like someone had a meal here recently. It looks like... I'd better put the lid back on for appearances.
There was a key in the back pocket. Key was this then? Okay, so what have I done? Okay. Heat's turned back on. Everybody talk to me. Collect all the evidence from inside and outside the train. Is that on my list of things that I have done? Check footprint cast with all suspects' shoes? I have to check it with all of them? There's really one other.
Poirot could see at...
Okay, now the game is happy. Even though I already found a positive result, the game is just mean. I think that's it.
Ah, your return. Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
The timetable is very complete now.
Oh, yes, it is essential to the understanding of the crime. Study it carefully.
We have many alibis we can use to eliminate suspects.
Yes, too many. Compare them all. Look for discrepancies. We must be certain that they do not leak the water.
I believe I have collected all the passports.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
I think I have secured all the fingerprints.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
I believe I have compared the footprint cast to all the men's shoes.
Très bien, mademoiselle. Oh, you have done well.
Madame
How many
Hubbard
times
heard a
did
woman in Monsieur Ratchet's
David
room.
Suchet have to
And about
record
the
that
time
line?
you heard the noise and saw the woman in the scarlet kimono. So, does a woman speak to Monsieur Ratchet, murder him, drop a handkerchief with the letter H, then scurry off down the corridor in a scarlet kimono? Or does Madame Hubbard hallucinate a woman's voice as well as the man in her room?
The valet masterman says Ratchet took less than his normal sleeping draft.
So, instead of a comatose Ratchet who would not struggle when the knife began its work, we have a Ratchet who might cry out.
But after the cry, I heard Ratchet tell Michelle that there was nothing wrong. Monsieur McQueen saw the woman in the scarlet kimono.
But not enough to identify her. And he says he saw Michelle coming from the direction of the salon car, or at least someone in an attendant's uniform.
Colonel Arbuthnot saw the attendant and thinks he caught the scent of a woman.
Ah, the scent of a woman. You have found a romantic streak I would not have suspected one so stolid to possess.
Okay, sure.
Hildegard Schmidt saw an attendant leaving a compartment.
Oui, one of the middle rooms. Either Ratchet's or Madame Hubbard's. And his description. No, it is not Pierre Michel, this small dark man with a moustache who speaks in the high voice.
No, but he matches the description Ratchet gave Hardman of his enemy. Both Madame Hubbard and Mademoiselle Olsen confirm the
It
connecting
was a
door
woman with a
locked.
false mustache and an
attendant's
attendant
pass key
uniform.
opens even connecting doors, I think, so I am not so baffled by that locked door.
Colonel Arbuthnot saw Monsieur Hardman watching the corridor from his room.
I mean, if you've got a signature scent, absolutely, but like the scent of a woman is very like, okay.
But he would have seen if anyone entered the Calais coach from the Athens-Paris coach.
The footprints in the snow belong to Foscarelli.
And his fingerprints are found upon the windowsill of Monsieur Ratchet's room. Yet he does not smoke a pipe. Nor, I think, does the cambric handkerchief with the letter H belong to him.
The stiletto I found in the hut must be the murder weapon.
That would seem to be the obvious conclusion. No, it is the weapon of the underworld assassin, to be sure. And with fingerprints which match no one's aboard this train.
We have not one, but 2 additional attendants' uniforms.
2 uniforms, 2 knives, possibly 2 murderers, one right-handed and one left? Can they have had the same plan, to sneak about disguised as attendants, in order to murder Monsieur Ratchet in his sleep? What a moment that must have been, as they encounter one another over the body. It is like a scene from a Marx Brothers movie, that.
Were you here to murder him? Yes, were you here to murder him? Alright, well, let's murder him together.
Someone was hiding in Ratchet's crate.
A valuable statue is stolen. And then the thief decides to do what? What, masquerade as the statue? To escape detection?
The missing statue is another motive for murder.
Why not? We have the possible revenge from the Armstrong kidnapping, a possible assassin from Ratchet's underworld past. So why not a thief who kills Ratchet to cover up his crime? If we find 9 more motives for the murder and 10 more knives, we at least will have explained all those stab wounds.
But
The books in Ratchet's crate were all references of use to the murderer.
Explain, mademoiselle.
Géographie Européenne would be helpful in following the route of the train and choosing the best spot for murder. Introduction à la Science could give information about sleeping drafts.
And Crime and Punition by Dostoevsky? Was the guilty conscience of the killer haunting him as it did the unfortunate Raskolnikov?
there's no way that anyone could get through that entire novel in just this one train ride. I know it's multiple nights, but no. So, I was an amazing student in high school. I mean, I am and was. I was and am an amazing student regardless. But in particular, for English courses, any reading that we had assigned, I read the entirety of everything. I never once stopped reading or did spark notes of anything except for Crime and Punishment. I did not get through Crime and Punishment. I got through halfway of book 5, and then I put that shit down and finished the rest on Spark Notes. And I aced the AP course and exam. So it was so bad. I mean, there are other Dostoevsky novels to pick. Just Crime and Punishment is such a
That padlock interests me.
Why would Matteo have a key to a shepherd's hut in the middle of the mountains, near the spot where he would have no idea the train would be stopped by an avalanche? Monsieur Poirot, you don't think the avalanche was caused deliberately?
No, mademoiselle, I do not. There are enough fantastic elements to this crime already, without introducing the saboteurs.
But then how could his fingerprints come to be on that hut?
They were not on the hut, but on the padlock. Further investigation appears necessary on this matter.
Ah!
The padlock was taken when Matteo's ham radio equipment was sabotaged.
Someone has gone to great trouble,
There
it
you go.
seems, to direct suspicion upon this young man.
Except I would also say that the latch for the crate there was no lock. Was there a lock beforehand?
Hardman's actions were very suspicious.
And the key he discovers in Michel's clothing that opens the door to the security room in the baggage car is suspicious as well.
McQueen is the son of the district attorney involved in the Armstrong case.
Pardon, district attorney? What is that?
Some sort of police official, I believe. Princess Dragomirov was Sonia Armstrong's godmother.
Oui, it is coincidence, or something more.
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well.
That's the
Merci,
fourth
mademoiselle.
time.
Unfortunately, the report it is not yet complete.
What?
We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation, and do not be afraid to go
What?
over the ground you have already covered.
What?
Continue the investigation.
Shit. What am I missing then? More talking to people? Oh, let's check the thing first. These are all crossed off. They're all crossed off.
Pardon me, Señorita Marceau.
What am I missing? Apparently I'm missing something. All right, here we go. Let's start with the Calais coach and see if there was anything that I missed. Nope, got them both. Got that. Got all that. Did I get that? Find out. Nope.
Regardez, mademoiselle.
I won't find...
Okay. Those. There might be something I missed in the Countess's room.
HMK.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Oop, might have missed that too. Maybe?
Nothing else to...
Nope, did not. Never mind. Now we double check if the other rooms in the other coach also need more. Nothing. Gloves and passport. Nothing. Nothing in the main room, but pliers in the cupboard sink. Got that. Passport. 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 Photograph. Torn letter. Oh, wait. What? I seem to have missed a letter. Or by the nightstand.
I wouldn't want...
On the floor by the nightstand? Oh, I already did this. Never mind. No, I remember that. That's the right. Passport speech announcement. No shoes. Morse code. And that's it. Now we have everything?
Continue the investigation.
Nope. Okay. What else have I missed? Are you kidding me? Alright. Some prime random bullshit stuff here.
This looks like a...
Take care, mademoiselle.
The view from here...
Here we go. Oh, it's not that bad. Just a little drop, it's fine. Also, that knife was a cleaver for a hot minute.
I can't get the...
No prints. Excuse me. Okay, now are we done? Try it again.
Ah, you return.
Okay.
Is there more to report to me, mademoiselle?
And that is everything...
We progress, mademoiselle.
The steak knife I found by the cliff was clean. No blood or fingerprints.
It is a nuisance, that knife. On the face of it, it is of no importance. And yet, someone has taken the trouble to try and fling it over a cliff. And so, we advance in our investigations. It is obvious that our fellow passengers have not been entirely forthright. You have still not had the opportunity to search all of the compartments, and there are other mysteries still to be explained.
I have not had the opportunity to search all the compartments? Well, the train can move at least.
Those whistles mean a train with a snowplow has arrived from Broad. We should be on our way again in a very few hours. Can you see any clear path to the solution of the mystery, Monsieur Poirot?
There is a path, certainement. How clear it is as yet I cannot say. And you? Have you no theories?
So many clues, so many theories.
You have hammered the nail on its head, mademoiselle. There are far too many clues, too many theories. Please, to recommence the investigation, tout de suite.
Sorry, I just got a thing here. What does that say? Wednesday, August 12th by end of day. Oh, I should paint my nails then. You'll have something on them. Sadly, I will not be able to paint my nails before then. So he sits back and thinks. Do I just, like, trace all my steps, talk to people again?
Monsieur Masterman, you were once in military service.
Yes, miss, but I can't think how you could know.
Love's Captive by Mrs. Arabella Richardson.
Ah, yes. One of the privileges a soldier retains after he's mustered out. Access to the Royal Military Library. It's quite well stocked. Not all strategy and tactics and memoirs, as you've discovered.
Thank you,
What
Nolan
was your
North.
regiment?
Miss Marceau, I'm going to tell you the truth. My service is, of course, a matter of record. I don't wish to hide it. I'm quite proud of it, as a matter of fact. But it's easily researched, and the connections will be found.
Connections?
I'm sure you must already suspect. Yes, I knew Colonel Armstrong. I was his Batman in the war, and afterwards his valet in New York. I'm afraid I concealed that fact when you questioned me earlier. It was very wrong of me, miss. I feel better now that I've made a clean breast of it.
Alright.
Would you like to change your story about last night?
Why, no. It is as I told you.
Do you have anything more to tell me of the Italian gentleman?
No, miss, and I hope you're not suspecting Tonio in any way. Tonio wouldn't hurt a fly, and I can state positively that he never left our compartment all last night. Tonio may be a foreigner, miss, but he's a very gentle creature. Really, not like those nasty, murdering mafiosi one reads about.
Oh. That was a take.
You seem to know Tonio better than you led me to believe.
Well, yes, we work together. He hasn't told you yet. I thought he had.
Just a touch.
Oh dear. I think I have nothing more to say.
This literally was just like the 1920s version of I Have a Black Friend, except it's I Have an Italian Friend.
Pardon me, Count. I still have one or two matters I would like to discuss.
Then please, do so.
Did you notice the grease spot on your passport? See it just at the beginning of your wife's first name?
These things happen when traveling.
Have you remembered anything about last night that might help us?
Nothing.
Au revoir, Monsieur le Comte. Countess, I'm sorry to bother you again, but I wonder if I might have another word with you.
Certainly.
Do you remember when I showed you this handkerchief? Handmade, embroidered in Paris, and of course, the letter H. 3 ladies aboard have the letter H in their names. But Madame Hubbard considers such a handkerchief useless. Mademoiselle Debenham's middle name is Hermione, but her handkerchiefs are dainty linen, not expensive. Hildegard Schmidt is a lady's maid, not a lady.
Why are you telling me this?
It leaves only you and Princess Dragomirov, but her first name is Natalia.
It isn't my handkerchief.
There is a wet luggage label on your suitcase.
Oh?
Pulling it back, I found the initials HMK.
Well, that
Yeah,
is
they're not
fascinating,
getting on
isn't
it, but...
You told me you have never been to America.
I've never been to America.
When you say you've never been to America, you say it with an American accent.
These questions are pointless.
These are observations, Monsieur Lecomte, not questions.
You take too much upon yourself, mademoiselle. You are not a detective. You are a clerk in a train office, and your employer will hear her a representative of this railway, treated a diplomat and his wife.
Why was the grease spot added to your passport and the label to your case?
My wife has told you the handkerchief is not hers. There are no H's in her name. Let that be an end to it.
I confess I know the handkerchief isn't yours.
I don't understand.
Please tell me why you attempted to conceal your identity.
When we learned who the man was, and that the handkerchief had been found with the letter H near his body, I pointed out to Helena it would be better to remove any connection between that man and her. A luggage label.
Yeah, that's suspicious fuck. I know that it's not your handkerchief. Because, like you
I
said,
read
Michelle,
quite a bit about
H is
crime,
an
Monsieur
N
le
in
Comte.
Cyrillic.
I hope you will take it as a compliment if I
So.
say you have the makings of a very fine criminal.
I think I will not take that as a compliment, no.
Madame la Comtesse, the motive for the murder lies in the past, in the tragedy that broke up your home. Help me. Take me back into the past.
What is this? Take me back into the past.
Tell me about your sister's household.
What can I tell you? They're all dead. All dead. All dead. Sonia, Robert, darling,
Here it comes.
darling, Daisy.
All at once.
Curly hair, impossible to comb. That sweet, sweet smile.
Tell me about the nursery maid who committed suicide.
Suzanne. If she was involved, I'm sure it was innocently. Chatting idly with someone, giving the times of Daisy's outings.
What was Suzanne's nationality?
She was French.
What was Suzanne's last name?
I was only a child myself at the time. All we called her was Suzanne.
Was there a nurse?
Yes, a trained hospital nurse. New Daughter was her name.
Did you have a tutor or governess, perhaps?
Yes, she was a
excuse me.
dragon. English. Oh, rather Scots. A big red-haired woman.
She got over the sadness real fast.
What was her name?
Miss Freebody, if you can believe it.
How old was she?
She seemed frightfully old to me at the time. But I suppose she couldn't have been more than 40.
I know you were only a child at the time, and that the passage of years changes a person, but have you seen anyone on this train who reminds you of any of those people?
No, mademoiselle.
I think you're lying again. Ooh, wait. This guy.
Dr. Constantine?
I thought you had forgotten about me. Do you have further need of my expert advice?
I'd like to talk to you about that, yes.
Good.
Could you give me an account of your movements last night?
My movements? Surely, I am not a suspect. But it is absurd. I joined the train at Belgrade. I am the sole paying passenger of the Athens-Paris coach. Surrounded by the working staff. The doors are locked between my coach and the coach to Calais. So, I could not have committed the murder.
That will do for now, Doctor.
Alright, sure.
I have a few more questions, Frau Schmidt, if I may.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
How long have you been with Madame la Princesse?
10 years.
15 years, Schmidt.
Yeah, that is right. 15, mademoiselle. I am sorry. This murder, this
15
waiting,
years, Schmidt.
it distracts me.
I understand you are an excellent cook.
Yeah, indeed. All of my ladies have said so. Your Excellency.
Calm yourself, Schmidt. You don't know what you are saying.
That is true. I do not know what I am saying.
Good day to you, mademoiselle.
Okay. More suspicious moments
I
here.
have returned to you, Your Highness.
I thought you might.
I'm having some difficulty locating the owner of this handkerchief.
I am sorry to hear that. If you had asked me, I could have told you it is mine.
Your maid said she did not recognize this handkerchief.
Schmidt believes in loyalty as I do. I believe in loyalty to one's friends and one's family and one's class.
One's class. Okay.
How did your handkerchief come to be lying by the murdered man's body?
I have no idea.
I have to say this, don't I?
But, Your Highness, your first name is Natalia.
I'm perfectly aware of my first name, mademoiselle. My handkerchiefs are always embroidered with Russian characters. In the Cyrillic alphabet, H is written as A.
Thank you for your time, Princess.
Moving on down the car.
I beg your pardon, madam.
There's a murder on board. I don't give a shit about you wanting to talk another time, alright?
Sterling silver.
What exactly are you doing on an empty table anyway?
To
Do not disturb me! Someone has stolen my Black Forest cake batter, and I must make it once more.
Oh. You like this one?
I am sorry, ma'am.
Okay, fine. You mean like this one? Also, if that's Black Forest cake batter, then you need a lot more chocolate in that, sweetie. Schwarzwald Kirschtorte. Nothing new in any of this.
I don't think she's in the mood for conversation.
Alright, so we're just gonna not talk to her then.
Monsieur Hartman?
I owe you an apology, Miss Marceau.
You lied again.
You do?
I wasn't very polite when we first met outside the station. And I came on kind of strong when you caught me going through Michelle's things. There's no excuse for it.
Oh.
Fact is, I've always liked French girls.
Oh no.
And that's not a lie. Just the way it is. That makes my behavior even worse somehow, I think. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Monsieur Hartman. I accept your apology.
I don't.
Thanks. So exactly what's up on this train? Seems bughouse to me.
To me too, sometimes.
Fire away if you want to grill me some more.
Have you done any more investigating of your own?
I hate him.
Nope, after you caught me, I figured it wasn't worth it. Snooping around might make me look guilty. I've been sitting tight.
I don't know how much of a clip that's gonna make, but that's going up on Twitter later.
It seems obvious the murder is tied to the Armstrong kidnapping.
How did you and Poirot get wise to that? That's what I'd like to know.
We guessed.
Okay, I'll pretend I believe that.
You were not the gardener at the Armstrong house, were you?
They didn't have a garden. I'm beginning to believe I'm about the only one on this train who had no connection to that case.
Have you any ideas of your own about the crime?
I admit it's got me beat.
Alright, everybody's favorite Karen. Here we go.
It'll be underway soon.
Yes, the snow is being cleared now. I'm sorry you'll miss your boat to America.
Under the circumstances, I've decided to stop in Paris for a few days, play with my grandchildren, and recuperate from this trip.
Have you thought of anything else that might be helpful to our investigation?
Well, you certainly have everyone in an uproar. Maybe next time you'll be able to be more discreet. Oh, I forgot. You probably won't be doing any more investigating after this, will you?
Alright, bitch.
All. That wasn't helpful? I thought it was.
Of course you did. If she were alive today, if this were a real person and she were alive today, she absolutely would be like, I don't need to wear a mask because it's hard to breathe and it'll give me COVID-19 if I wear the mask itself and it kills people and... Ugh, absolutely that person.
I'm here for the truth.
I think that everyone has underestimated this Signore Poirot, and you too, Signorina. You too.
I found a chauffeur's license in your suitcase.
Yes, but it is a fact I have loved motor cars my whole life. Selling them, though, is much finer than driving other people's cars.
The license is issued by the state of New York. You said you lived in Chicago. Chicago is not in that state, is it?
Just like London isn't in
Chicago
Scotland.
is in the state of Illinois.
It will be a point in your favor if you tell me the truth.
You talk like the American police. Come clean. That is what they say. Come clean.
You were arrested by the American police. Was that in New York?
Arrested? No, no, never. They could not prove anything against me.
Don't you think you should come clean, monsieur?
It is true. I have not been frank with you. The word frank, it is odd, no? It is a man's name, but I think it is correct here. I am not frank. Sometimes, you know, a motor car may not be perfect, but you must make a sale. So you are not frank.
You were the Armstrong chauffeur, were you not?
Since you know, why ask me?
Why did you lie to me?
Lie? Lie? I did not lie. I was not Frank.
Why?
I do not trust the Yugoslavian police. They do not like Italians. They would not have given me justice.
Tell me about Daisy Armstrong.
That little one. Ah, she was the delight of the house. Tonio, she called me. They all did. She would sit in the car and pretend to hold the wheel. Ah, such a beautiful little one.
There we go. I wanted the rest of
Have
my
you been frank
lemonade.
about your movements last night?
I had nothing to do with that business. It was not I who killed that big Ratchet.
You cannot prove anything against me.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I don't want to. I'm gonna do my nails on stream. Is that alright? Can I manage that? Hey, where are you going? Maybe I can.
Well, had a good rummage through my kit, I expect?
Yes, thank you. There is still some information I think you might be able to give us.
Indeed? I hardly think so.
Is that pipe cleaner one of yours?
Don't know. I don't have the monogrammed.
Can you tell me how the pipe cleaner came to be in Monsieur Ratchet's compartment?
Haven't a clue.
You say that, but I don't
Did you
believe
go
you.
into Monsieur Ratchet's compartment at any time?
I've never even spoken to the man.
You never spoke to him, and you did not murder him.
If I had, I should hardly be likely to acquaint you with the fact.
Ah,
I mean-
well, it is of no consequence.
Oh?
Monsieur Poirot has told me he can think of 11 excellent explanations of its presence. Not now, when it's all over, when it's behind us.
Is that a quote?
Mademoiselle Debenham said those words to you at Sakeki Station in
Whoops.
Istanbul. Tell me to what those words referred.
Why don't you ask Miss Debenham?
I will.
You have nothing whatever against her.
I'm sorry, but you're wrong. We know that Mademoiselle Debenham was governess in the Armstrong household at the time Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped.
The devil, you say?
Whoops!
Why did Mademoiselle Debenham tell me she had never been to America?
You better ask her. I still think you are wrong.
If Mademoiselle Debenham is innocent, why did she conceal the fact?
I have no idea, but your suspicions are utter rot. You're making a serious mistake.
I think it is you, Colonel, who have made the mistake.
Whoops!
Hello again.
Getting
Monsieur
fun.
McQueen.
I love
Calling
how you
people out.
say my name.
Please shut your fucking face.
Serious?
I am serious.
No, you aren't.
Sorry. I better be careful. I've realized I'm definitely the most suspicious character on the train. All you have to do is find a will in which the old man left me all his money, and that'll just about clinch it.
Is there a will?
Not that I know of. He'd never leave me a cent, really. I was just useful to him. Languages and so on. I'm no linguist, but I can get by in German and Italian and French.
Swear to fucking God.
You told me you knew Sonia Armstrong.
Yes, I did. My dad was the district attorney on the case. So yes.
My father's a lawyer.
I was just a kid, of course. A teenager. Schoolboy crush, I suppose, and all that.
And all that.
It occurs to me that in spite of everything, the murder may not have to do with the Armstrong case at all.
Oh? I thought that must be pretty settled.
We have much evidence pointing to the existence of an outsider aboard the train. One who disguises himself, uses a stiletto to kill, then vanishes into the snow. What do you think?
It's certainly a possibility, but in that case, it'll be hard to catch now. He's had quite a head start.
Or he could be out there frozen in a snowdrift or lying broken at the bottom of a rocky ravine. The body may never be found until the spring thaw.
Well, that conjures up an unpleasantly graphic image.
Yeah, it's an unpleasantly graphic image that you will find yourself in if you continue to talk to me in a particular
I do
way.
not enjoy the fact that a man has died.
No.
Don't test
Of
me.
course not. Say, I was just wondering. I mean, I have no plans to return to the States right away. I may find myself back in Istanbul. I was wondering if you might consider having dinner with me some night.
And if you're in a Yugoslavian prison...
That sounds pretty unwholesome.
Unwholesome
and
indeed.
I doubt they'd let you have guests in for dinner.
Gonna tell them it was you just to make sure you don't try to harass me anymore, you dick.
I don't think...
I don't care if she's in the mood for conversation or not. I want to talk to her. Take her down.
Nothing else. I won't find any...
Oh, hold on. Wait. Go back. Nope.
Nothing of interest. Nothing else. I've already... Nothing else.
Fine.
I've already... Nothing else to... Nothing of... Nothing else to...
The notorious scarlet kimono in your bag, mademoiselle.
Interesting.
Well, of all the nerve.
Of all the nerve. In my suitcase? In front of my salad?
Monsieur Poirot.
Oh, whoops.
And that is
We progress,
Can we use the ham radio to help the investigation?
Oh, but certainement. This is a marvelous stroke of luck. Too often the coincidences, they help the criminal. What a refreshing change to have one that will aid Poirot. I have a friend, Monsieur Louis. His son Barnabas is a boy of much energy and interests. One of these is the radio of ham, as his proud father...
The radio of ham.
Young Barnaby can be our eyes and ears in the outside world. His letters to call are there in my valise in the letter from his father. Use the radio of ham to find out more from him about our current predicament. Oh, he is an invaluable asset, mademoiselle. Do not forget to secure his letters, or you will not have the information needed to reach young Barnaby.
This book of Masterman's reveals more than he knows.
Love's Captive by the inestimable Mrs. Arabella Richardson, yes. And what does it reveal to you?
Beneath that very proper exterior, Masterman is a hopeless romantic.
Perhaps. But I fear that this revelation would only be of embarrassment to Monsieur Masterman. It does not advance our investigation.
Oh, okay, fine. I thought I was going to say both of those things.
This driving license indicates Foscarelli has been a chauffeur.
A not unnatural profession for a man who loves the motor cars.
Hildegard Schmidt's recipe box is suggestive.
You remember at dinner how she was most opinionated with the waiter while studying the menu? And the label on the box, it is interesting as well. My lady's recipes. Now that suggests that she is accustomed to cooking for her employers. Not a duty one attaches to the lady's maid, n'est-ce pas?
Mary Debenham's handkerchief does not match the one found next door.
No, despite the middle name of Hermione beginning with an H, I did not think that the expensive handkerchief would belong to her. No, the handkerchief of Mademoiselle Debenham is precisely the type one might expect to find in the luggage of a young English woman of her class.
The postcard I found in Greta Olsen's suitcase tells a story.
This card, it speaks to Poirot in many ways. Coney Island is, I think, on the Long Island of New York in America.
On the Long
A
Island.
country she claims not to have visited. Mademoiselle Olsen does not send the postcard to Sweden as she perhaps intended, but saves it as a keepsake for herself. It is not a happy memory, this. A last brief moment in the sun for a family soon to be swept away by the storm.
The scarlet kimono turns up in my luggage. I swear to you it does not belong to me.
Oh, mademoiselle, I have no doubt of that. You have vigorously pursued its owner's identity. No. It is a defiance, you understand? It is a gauntlet thrown down. Very well. We take it up.
The handkerchief with the H belongs to the princess.
I confess I should have remembered that in the Cyrillic alphabet, Arch is written as N. And she has a strong motive to want Ratchet dead. But are we meant to believe that this elderly woman prances about in the scarlet silk kimono? Who could strike with such ferocity?
Why can't she?
Schmidt is accustomed to cooking for her employers, as we suspected.
And her mistake in how long she has been in the employ of the princess is remarkable.
There we go.
A difference 1/3 less than her mistress claims. 10 years. We must look deeper into this. What course do you suggest?
I will radio to Barnaby.
A wise decision, I think.
Boscarelli was the Armstrong chauffeur.
It was a deduction most simple.
Masterman was Colonel Armstrong's valet.
And he's Batman during the war.
Ooh, the shiny. Sorry, I got distracted. I mean, I put shiny nail polish on my fingernails. Yay. One of the things that I found out is that if one has nails, it does. If one does fingernails, but paints their fingernails, there it is. You should keep them painted regularly.
The Armstrong nurse was
keep
named
them
new daughter.
An odd name, that.
Covered.
What nationality do you think?
Slavic or Scandinavian?
Well, perhaps. I think that the Countess has the most fanciful mind and is quite adept at the word games. She is playing them now. Noi daughter sounds, I think, only by coincidence, vaguely Scandinavian. Olsen is, of course, authentic Scandinavian.
New daughter.
Old
New
son.
daughter. Olsen. Old son.
It is not yet fact, but it is worth pursuing.
Pretty damning, that's what I'd
Lady
say.
Gilbert's governess was an old hag named Freebody.
Freebody.
What an unfortunate name for an
Another
old
game?
Freebody. It is more apt a name for the generation of flippers.
Flappers. The fast young women were called flappers in America. Thank goodness skirts are finally lengthening again.
Oh, don't be so conservative.
I wonder if during your time at university in England you had occasion to patronize the clothing shops for the fashionable woman in London.
No, Monsieur Poirot, not on a student's budget.
There is such a shop near my own tailor called Debenham and Freebody. And the description the Countess gives to you is as far from the attractive young woman Mary Debenham as one could hope to get.
Debenham. Is that so?
The Countess recognized no one on the train.
Yeah, she's lying.
Including Madame la Princesse, her sister's godmother. Monsieur McQueen she may also have seen, but he has grown much, of course, and the appearance changes. But a woman of the advanced years of the princess does not change so much, I think. No, I find this lack of recognition the most damning point against the Countess in all of her evasions and lies.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
So you see
Short
why
skirts
the Countess is
can be terrifying to wear sometimes, but like...
beyond suspicious.
Perhaps she is nearsighted. If she were the second murderer in Ratchet's room last night, that might explain why she didn't notice he was already dead.
You know, at times you remind me so of my good friend Hastings.
Oh no, that's not a good comparison to make.
Unfortunately, the report, it is not yet complete. We are now armed with much more additional knowledge than before. Continue the investigation and...
This effect is really cool. I wish I could show it to you guys, but you won't be able to see it.
The letter. Now I'd better put Monsieur Poirot's clothes back exactly as I found them. I wouldn't dare.
I was to say, if I had done that in front of the actual Poirot, he might have literally flipped his shit. He is the one that asks Miss Lemon to help him pack a suitcase and then repacks it for her because he can't stand how they were packed. He is also the one who solved a case because, with the mysterious affair at Styles, because he couldn't keep his hands off of reorganizing everybody else's shit. He is that level of neurotic. I will say, for some of the skirts that I do have, they're not quite like long, short. They are rather short. Like upper thigh, but not to the point where you're like, all right, you're good to see what panties I'm wearing right now. Never that bad. Oh yeah, no, yeah. He would have flipped the shit out if I even opened his suitcase and moved one thing. But they're not going to have Poirot yell at the player character in this game, I guess. Which makes sense. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on the tiny little thing on stream, but I kind of want to show off these nails just a little bit. See if this will work. I can't tell what this looks like until... Yeah, no, you're not going to see that. Never mind. I'll post a picture of it later. It's just a kind of cool effect. Like, I know what this top coat does, but like on just a bare nail, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. Anyway, moving on. We gotta let that dry before I put a top coat on it.
The body was thoroughly... I won't find nothing else to... I've already...
Nope.
Nothing else. I won't find...
Of course, now I'm smelling nothing but the fumes from
Nothing else.
the thing in my brain, that whatever these are.
I won't find any...
Oh, I won't find anything else in there.
Nothing else.
Alright, well, that didn't work, I guess. Oh, Pierre's gone.
The door is locked.
Locked the door to the bathroom? Okay, that's a move.
A good idea. I wouldn't want... I enjoy winter. I've already...
Oh, this is so much fun. Methodical, though. There's that.
I won't find... alive already. I won't find...
Still don't know why that's meant to be lifted, but I lifted it anyway. Alright, well, let's see if we can... Oh! Guess we're running outside. Boom! That gave me a little bit of a chill, I'm not gonna lie. Especially because there was such a delay before I saw it.
What are you doing? Let go of me.
Well...
No. Keep your hands off me.
Cool. Kidnaps.
Put me down.
I like how she's just laying there completely limply.
Never get away with this.
She's just kind of like, meh. Just Muppet. Don't be a Muppet. Well, that's not gonna help me at all, is it?
Princess Dragomirov's parasol.
Odd. Find that here.
It is secured somehow on the outside.
I like how Poirot is just like a figment of imagination to some extent as well.
Stove.
Oh, how wonderful! An antique stove! I haven't seen one of these in years! Okay. Well, let's use the parasol. Alright, well, that was easier than expected. Ooh.
The most generous of kidnappers. Are all your belongings restored to you?
Okay. He just left that all out. Sure. Was that the same broken padlock?
Those don't work.
Yeah, it must have been.
No,
So did they leave my snowshoes as well? Yes, yes they did. How bold of the game to assume that I can't navigate in the snow in the middle of a snowstorm. Bitch, don't try me. Aha! Suck it. That was a weird interlude, I guess? I mean...
There's no power.
Alright, so this is apparently another Moon Logic moment. So I'm just gonna open up the to make sure that I have everything in here. Okay. Wait. Right here? The thing is not here. Wait a minute. No, it's here.
I can't. Those don't work.
Okay. Alright. I am cheating a little bit because this does look like it's stupid.
The copper bracelet is now straight with a hooked end.
You now have everything you need to produce the world's wimpiest battery. Okay. Alright, well, here we go. Time for weirdness to ensue. Orange juice is acidic, right?
There's nothing to attach them to yet.
Right, okay.
With any luck, that will power the radio, at least for a short time. There's nothing. The radio has power, but I have no way to communicate through it. I'd better turn it off.
This is
so
a
as not to
battery,
drain the
all right.
battery, at least until I find a solution.
Oh, I haven't finished making another part.
I bent the blade of the butter knife back on itself. A makeshift telegraph key. I constantly...
Sure. Sure. These really don't make any fucking sense. This is why we grab everything. It's a computer game, not a physics lesson. This is so bizarre. Okay.
I suppose that will do as a telegraph key. There, the radio is ready to be used.
Um, 2N2THR. I'll turn that off. Save my battery. 2N2THR. Hmm. Morse code time, which I don't know off the top of my head. I admit. But there was a book on Morse code in my inventory, wasn't there? Yeah.
There, the ring.
Superb, mademoiselle. You do not need to learn the Morse code
Or
if
not.
you have the book as reference.
A lady ham, I say. Well done! Oh my. This is ripping. Murder? Of course I'll help it any way that I can. My goodness, this is wonderful. I'd be glad to look it up for you. I don't know right now, so I'm just going to tell you later. Whew. This top coat is cold. Yeah, that was fun stuff. God, remember when The Secret World was an awesome fucking game? Ugh, I remember the moment that I really, truly learned that I really liked that game, and it was the Kingsmith Code. It was the first investigation mission you had. Now it was like... I think it even was literally like... The exact moment was when it was like, you need the Bible verse... You need the Bible verse of Kings 10:2, and you got the Kings. You got the Kings from Kingsmith, and you got the 10:2 from a clock, like it was 10 minutes past 2, or something like that. Oh well. I have also thought about playing their earlier games too, The Longest Journey and Dreamfall. No. Wait. Last one is Dreamfall Chapters, isn't it? What's the one in the middle? Longest Journey. The one in the middle. I don't know, I remember them being freaking weird, though. They're honestly fun games.
Save the cell from draining while I'm not using
I will
it.
admit, they are fun games. They're great point and clicks, kind of just like this one. And they have pretty interesting plot lines to follow through with. I think basically it was Magnuson wanting to have a sci-fi game and a fantasy game all at once, and then just like mess around with tropes, and it was kind of great, honestly. I mean, absolutely, yeah, I'm planning on trying it at some point. Ooh, I almost dropped my nail polish. Oh god. Sorry that I'm doing my nails on my stream. I just looked over and I ordered 2 different types of nail stuff. I ordered nail powders, which should be here relatively soon, Saturday. But I don't really want to do those right yet. Because they are gel, and I don't want to mess with gels at the moment. And then the magnetic nail polish that I'm getting, coming from Singapore, but it was just picked up by DHL today. So it's not going to be here until next Wednesday, and I should try and have something on my hands. Because my poor nails are very angry at me and a little brittle. Excuse me. So this way, you know, there's something on them at least to make them a little stronger. Because the nail polish actually makes them stronger. Which is why it's almost hilarious that there is nail strengtheners, because it's literally just weak polish. Oh, I can get all the answers immediately. I thought I had to wait a specific amount of time, but apparently not. Yeah, so these ones are soak-off gels, so you don't have to, like, you do literally just, like, soak them in solution and then they pop off. It's the idea, at least.
The radio is ready to be used.
So, but that's another reason why I'm like, let me make sure I've got everything in place before I try this. Found in animals, especially newborn calves. No family, not married, parents are deceased. Alone in the world. Oh, poor boy. Mark Gilbert. I do remember Hugs. It's been a while. Oh, Hugs. Alright, Count Rudolph Adreny is in fact Hungarian diplomat. La Comtesse. Maiden name Gilbert. Oh, hey! We already knew that, though. Okay, nothing new. Princeton. Of course. No idea what the Ivy League means. Good. Did go after a reporter with a cleaver. Whoops. Ham radio enthusiast. Ah, well, Monsieur Boo. Nonsensical complaints about beggars accosting your service at hotels, unfair pricing for street vendors, and so on, with consuls in London, Paris, Prague, and Istanbul. They are of the opinion that she should return to America and stay there. Which, if I weren't in America myself, would agree. But because I am an American and I am already here, I don't want people like her here. Damn it. I don't know where else to go. Hildegard Schmidt. Ferrier. Ferrier?
That will save the cell. There. The...
See, look at that. Okay, well that's kind of weird. I'd be pleased if you would have dinner with me. You have a light touch on the key. Are you talking about masturbation? Hams can tell this sort of thing, you know. I don't know
that
about
will
that.
save the cell from
Maybe
draining
not.
while I'm not using it.
What's with... Yes, I believe the Victoria Cross is the highest honor. You are correct.
And that is everything I have discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Let us see what we can learn.
Countess Adrenyi's maiden name is Gilbert.
All right.
Not a very Hungarian name, that.
Her accent is more
I was to say, a very American name.
Barnaby confirms Colonel Arbuthnot served with Colonel Armstrong.
We, the Royal Northumberland Fusiliers, a regiment most distinguished.
Barnaby has discovered that the last name of the Armstrong cook was Schmidt.
All of her ladies have said that she was a wonderful cook.
Pierre Michel has no family.
Never married, parents dead, his sister, her husband, and a niece dead in their car crash. Oh, this is enough to explain the sadness that haunts him, and yet he carries the happy family photograph with him, a wife and a child.
The nursemaid's full name was Suzanne Ferrier.
French. Yet no apparent connection to any of the others involved in that case. Ah, well, not every clue will lead somewhere.
Cyrus Hardman has worked for McNeil's for almost 15 years.
I wonder.
The father of Linda Arden's children was named Gilbert.
No marriage, just children. Ah, the smart set is often not so smart, I think. Merci, mademoiselle.
No marriage, just children.
It is not yet complete.
It's not quite smart. Not as smart as you could be. You're supposed to have the marriage and not the kids.
I can't say I'm unhappy Ratchet's dead for two reasons. He deserved it, and I met you.
Please stop. Please stop.
Do not get another word out of me.
You have been lucky, Signorina. Your luck may change.
What's that supposed to mean, buddy? Did you just threaten me? Bitch, I was kidnapped.
Later,
Obviously,
we can
nobody's
talk
talking
till the
about
cows
that.
come home if you like.
I really don't.
Whoever did it, I figure Ratchet had it coming.
Mademoiselle Debenham, I must ask you why you lied to me earlier.
Lied to you? I don't know what you mean.
You concealed the fact that you lived in the Armstrong household.
And what, may I ask, was I supposed to have been doing there?
You were governess to Helena Gilbert, Mrs. Armstrong's young sister, and you would have no doubt been governess to little Daisy when she was old enough. You told me you had never been in America.
What makes you think I have?
Information received, as the English police say.
You appear to have found me out.
And the reason for these evasions?
I have my living to get. You must know how hard it is for a girl to get and keep decent employment. I had been detained and questioned in connection with a murder case. Do you think that any nice, ordinary, middle-class Englishwoman would want to engage a girl with those references as governess to her daughters?
Even if no blame attached to you, there would be the publicity.
Yes, we have it hard enough getting on, don't we? Without all of that additional baggage.
Fair.
Not now, when it's all over, when it's behind us.
But I'm not gonna let you go that easy.
Those words refer to a private matter of my own. I can't tell you. I can't.
You could have helped the investigation.
How?
Is it possible, Mademoiselle Debenham?
Call me Mary, please.
Mary, is it possible you did not recognize Countess Andrenyi?
Recognize her? From the society pages, you mean?
She is Helena Gilbert, the young sister whom you taught in New York.
Helena. It is true she reminded me of someone. It puzzled me. But she looks so different now. So elegant. How could I connect her with a little American schoolgirl? I admit I looked more closely at her clothes than her face, and I had my own preoccupations.
Yeah, it's a crock of bullshit.
I understand very well.
I thought you would know what it is like.
I am the hardest working employee in the office, yet I remain at the lowest wages. And I've worried more than once how my employer, Monsieur Booth, will react when he learns of the avalanche, Monsieur Poirot's accident, the murder. I'm not to blame, but
somehow you will be blamed. It's not fair. It's just the way things are.
This game is out here serving truths. Alright, there we go. Oof.
Oh, another thing. Your name is Helena, isn't it? Not Elena. You are Helena Maria Gilbert, are you not? Sonia Armstrong's sister, Linda Arden's daughter.
I demand, mademoiselle, to know what right
We already covered this.
No, Rudolph. It is useless to deny what Mademoiselle Marceau says. It is quite true.
We already know this.
I am Helena Gilbert.
Apparently there was a way that I was supposed to do this. And it's not
Merci,
this.
Monsieur Lecomte. I don't think...
Now that you know who I am, you...
I've said...
Hmm?
I'm sorry. I don't think I'm quite done yet. What is the name of the conference you are addressing in London?
Why, it is the International Society of Gastrointestinal Physicians.
Why would such a group be interested in a speech about a disease found in newborn calves?
Whoops!
Why, there are many similarities between...
No,
what
there
I mean
aren't.
is anatomy.
Nope.
Constantine, what have you done?
Mm-hmm.
You lied to us about your qualifications, Doctor. You are a veterinarian, yes?
Yes, a very good veterinarian.
Monsieur
Well-
Poirot and I relied on your qualified opinions.
Mademoiselle Marceau.
All the inconsistencies, the time of death, the difference in the force of the stab wounds. The murderer is strong, but no, look here, the murderer is weak. He is right-handed. No, he is left-handed.
Have you considered he may have held a knife in each hand?
Doctor, enough. All of it can be explained away with the simple fact that you did not know what you were doing.
Mademoiselle, all of my training was to become a medical doctor, to treat human disease and to save human lives.
I was to say, that doesn't necessarily
from a poor
invalidate those
I had not the money to finish my studies. The best
conclusions.
was doctor
I mean,
of animals. When Monsieur Poirot was told there was doctor on the train, I saw an opportunity to prove myself. Not to you, you understand. To me.
But your evidence...
I swear to you, every observation I made, every conclusion I reached will be verified by any doctor who examines the body. Further, by my acting while the murder was as yet not too long in the past, I may very well have seen more than any doctor coming to the case days or even hours later.
He's not
I
wrong.
did lie about my degree. I did not lie about my ability. You may rely on everything I have told to you. Yes, even with all the inconsistencies, you have the correct medical evidence before you.
Alright, fair enough.
Mademoiselle,
When will that plow free us? I must get off this mountain.
Oh, I totally missed her. She fades a little into the background.
I would like to say that, despite all the calamity, I have enjoyed sharing my compartment.
Thank you, Greta, but I'm afraid I must ask you some more questions.
Yeah, I am thinking you must. Our gracious Father, who art in heaven, guides your hand, I think.
I love Bible thumpers.
I am content.
I found a postcard in your suitcase.
My one keepsake from that time. It is a silly thing, but I hold it dear.
Coney Island is in America.
Yeah, of course. It is on the Long Island of New York, in the country of America. I lied to you when I said I had never been there. May God forgive me.
On the back of the postcard, you write that Helena rode on the roller coaster.
Helena Gilbert, Mrs. Armstrong's young sister, only 10 years of age, but so brave. I am not so brave.
You were Daisy Armstrong's nurse, were you not?
It is true. It is true. She was an angel, a sweet, trusting angel. She knew nothing but kindness and love.
Everybody here is connected to the Armstrong case. I don't know, it's starting to seem like there's a pretty clear motive and solution here.
Be that little child's nurse too. I ought to have told you, but I was afraid. I did so rejoice that that evil man was dead, that he could not anymore kill the little children. All the talk very...
I think that's it.
Ah, your return.
And that is it.
We progress, ma.
Countess Andrenyi is Helena Gilbert.
We already knew this!
Ah, oui. It is easy to see why her devoted husband would try to hide that fact. Her account of the Armstrong household is of the greatest interest. Please to go over the points of her testimony that struck you.
Greta Olson was Daisy Armstrong's nurse.
This may explain the zeal with which she cares for her young charges at her mission, and why she never had any children of her own.
Dr. Constantine is a veterinarian.
The only man on the train who answers the description of Ratchet's unknown enemy, and that is his only secret? Bah!
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Très bien, mademoiselle. You have done well. Mademoiselle Marceau, you will recall my observation to you of the many classes and nationalities one meets when traveling?
Yes, of course.
Try to imagine whether such an assembly would ever likely to be collected under any other conditions.
On an ocean voyage?
The close quarters, the intimacy. Even aboard a ship at sea one can avoid one's fellow passengers the entire voyage, if that is the wish.
In America?
Oui, the great melting pan of America.
Melting pot.
This is the answer I made to myself as well. Only in America you might find a household composed of such varied nationalities.
Perhaps.
And what do we discover here? Such a household has recreated itself aboard this train. A household damaged almost beyond recovery 10 years ago by the man Ratchet. And so we near the end of at least one journey. Please to assemble our fellow passengers in the salon car. Oh, and please also to send for Michel and Dr. Constantine. I will need their assistance to convey me to the salon car.
Present your solution.
I will offer 3 solutions. You, mademoiselle, will decide which of them will best serve justice. Eh bien, messieurs, we have
Here we
before us
go.
the most delicate operation. Transferring the person of Poirot to the salon car, where the suspects, they are all assembled. Poirot is ready for the ordeal.
It's... You have a sprained ankle, sweetie. Oh my god. She can't even hide.
Dieu, take care.
Beware of Greeks bearing gifts.
Okay. Time for the parlor scene.
Mesdames et messieurs, there are 3 possible solutions of this case. There is the solution concocted for the benefit of the Yugoslavian police, who were expected to take up the investigation. A little play that was then embellished with several improvisations. When I, Hercule Poirot, unexpectedly appeared on the stage. And then there is a solution that reveals the most careful plotting of a truly brilliant mastermind. And yet there is also a third, one of which I think even now, that mastermind, in this carriage...
Big reveal time. Big reveal.
With the help of Mademoiselle Marceau, my able assistant, you see Poirot, he is also able to improvise, huh? I shall put all 3 solutions before you, and I shall ask Mademoiselle Marceau and the eminent Dr. Constantine here to judge which solution is the right one. Mademoiselle, are you ready to proceed?
Oui, monsieur.
Eh bien, we commence.
Here we go.
Monsieur Ratchet had received the threats from an unknown enemy. Mademoiselle Marceau? The tone of these letters suggests an enmity born in the American underworld, of which Monsieur Ratchet was once a part. A former colleague in one of his kidnapping schemes? Who knows? We have the evidence of a detective Monsieur Ratchet hired to protect him.
The detective is Cyrus Hardman, posing as a salesman of typewriter ribbons.
The evidence of Monsieur Hardman, who is indeed a detective hired to protect Monsieur Ratchet, gives to us a description of a small, dark man with a womanish voice. Except for the voice, this description would only fit 2 men on this train.
Matteo, the Athens-Paris coach attendant, and Dr. Constantine.
Yet Monsieur Hardman's vigilance during the night shows...
See if I can get all the answers right.
Athens-Paris coach to
If you get it wrong, they just repeat the question. You have to get it right, but
anyone in that coach must be
I want to get them all right. First
the
time.
enemy
No mistakes.
actually came aboard the train at Belgrade one of 2 ways.
And I might get this one wrong.
Helped aboard through the restaurant car door by Pierre Michel.
This enemy was disguised,
there we
leaving
go. Okay,
behind
yeah.
the button in Madame Hubbard's
I
room
guess.
when he used her connecting door.
You didn't say no.
Mademoiselle, the disguise? A passkey was found in the pocket of this uniform, giving the
There's a
murderer
50-50
access
chance,
to
I
Ratchet's
mean.
room. Ratchet was under the influence of a dose of his sleeping draught, light enough to wake him, but strong enough to prevent him from struggling as the killer left through the connecting door.
Masterman confirmed the dosage of the sleeping draught.
Oui, he did. Well, the murder weapon is obvious. Mademoiselle?
It was the gun. They took the gun and they stabbed him with it. It was a steak knife. It was absolutely the steak knife.
No, That isn't right.
Fuck.
Think, Antoinette. You do not want to disappoint Monsieur Poirot yet again.
But there was an unidentified fingerprint on it.
It is a stiletto. The type
Damn,
of
I got one
knife
wrong.
carried by the criminal type in America called the mafiosi.
The killer planned to leave the train at the next station after committing his crime. Show to them the evidence supporting this,
Just
mademoiselle.
stab him with a gun.
Exact. The avalanche prevented him from reaching Broad. Even so, he went through with the crime and then hit himself.
So why was there a steak knife in a snowbank?
The killer hid in the baggage car inside Ratchet's crate.
No, mademoiselle. Try
Fuck.
again, please.
The killer hid in an empty room in the Athens-Paris coach.
At first, in the Athens-Paris coach. Then later, it is in the hut. Mademoiselle found the uniform and the stiletto. But the killer had fled. He may
This
have
is the
escaped
fake
down
solution
mountain,
anyway.
or he may have come to his just reward somewhere out there in the snow. I think you will agree that we had followed the trail as easily as if we were tracking the footprints in the snow. Well, it is plausible. It certainly fits the most obvious set of facts. I applaud the mastermind who hides behind such an innocent face.
Mm-hmm.
The second solution asked more of the little Gressels. Not only of Poirot, but those of Mademoiselle Marceau and Dr. Constantine as well. It was hidden most carefully. The unlikely accident of a means of communicating with the outside world, a part filled most ably by my dear friend Barnaby, made the truth, or at least part of it, easier to uncover. But I flatter myself that enough clues were found right here on this train that such communications were almost always but collaborations of conclusions that I had already reached. So, mademoiselle, we will begin again.
Okay.
First, I will speak to you of time.
I have no idea. David Suchet managed, though.
I suspect Mademoiselle Marceau has the theory.
I need a moment to decide.
Time is of the essence, mademoiselle. Pray do not take too long.
Let me look at my notes here. "1:15 a.m. is the time on the broken watch, but Ratchet's bell rings and says, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé."
Shortly before 12:37 a.m. It could not have been Ratchet who called out to Michel in French.
Because he
could
didn't speak French.
Let us examine each possibility in turn. 10:40 p.m. or earlier? No. I think not. Mademoiselle Olsen spoke to Ratchet from the doorway.
You'll have to trim the mustaches.
She never went inside. It conjures the image most bizarre of her throwing a knife at him 12 times from the doorway. And how does she retrieve it? With a string attached to the handle? No. That is a solution of a most lurid sort. 12:37 a.m.? A more interesting possibility. Monsieur McQueen states that Ratchet spoke no languages other than English, and yet the voice answered Michel in French. Still, I think this was simply a performance for the benefit of Poirot. One of the little improvisations. I was meant to see through it and say, no. Monsieur Ratchet, he was already dead by 12:37. He could not have cried out.
The broken watch said 1:15.
Oui, it did. And it fits with the time of Madame Hubbard's visitor. Now I digress for the reminiscence. I observed to Mademoiselle Marceau that one meets many classes and nationalities when traveling aboard the Express. I asked her to imagine whether such an assembly would ever likely to be collected under any other conditions. And mademoiselle, what was your reply?
In America.
C'est ça. Only in America will you find a household composed of so many nationalities. Look about you. As our investigation progressed, It became clear that 9 passengers on this train are connected in some way to the Armstrong kidnapping. Who have we connected to that case, mademoiselle?
Fucking everybody, alright.
Countess Andrenyi. Mary Debenham. Princess Dragomirov. Antonio Foscarelli. Hector McQueen. Colonel Arbuthnot. Edward Masterman. Greta Olson. Hildegard Schmidt. Cyrus Hardman.
Please do not embarrass us both.
Nope, okay.
Choose another.
That's conjecture, but...
None of the above.
Precisement. These 4 alone, amongst the occupants of the Calais coach, would appear to have no direct connection with the Armstrong case. Yet I was struck by the curious coincidence that everyone in the Calais coach had an alibi. And these alibis are sometimes corroborated even by those not connected.
None of the above, she says out loud, indeed. Like there's just a dialogue box floating above her head that everyone can see.
Prefer to see him properly hanged. The trial by jury is a sound system. Who said that, mademoiselle?
I don't remember.
Colonel Arbuthnot.
Just so.
Hey, that was a guess.
Arbuthnot. Now that struck a chord with Poirot. I sat back and thought, a jury is composed of 12 people. There are 12 passengers in the Calais coach, discounting myself and Mademoiselle Marceau. Ratchet, he was stabbed 12 times. And the reason the Calais coach was filled in the middle of the winter was explained. All, I repeat, all of the passengers were in on it. There had to be. No alibi could be left to the whim of a stranger. Did this solution explain everything? Let us see. What were the clues that pointed to the first solution, mademoiselle?
The threatening letters.
No, mademoiselle.
Excuse
Try
you?
again, please.
Fuck off.
Cyrus Hardman's story of a small, dark man.
Can you really think that illustrates my point?
Oh, all of these clues.
Agree with the first solution.
Wait, and now of course my attention focused on Monsieur Hardman.
Alright, this game is forcing me to fail at this point.
Provided a key element in this artificial solution of an unknown enemy. How to explain his complicity? And then I remembered that Mademoiselle Marceau...
Like, you have one whole thing where you literally force me to select several things in order, and then do that not again. Like, I also have no idea what he just asked because I wasn't paying attention. Shit. Okay, I cheated a little.
When he said the snow was bright.
May we? The snow has not been very bright today. The sky, it is overcast. And in his apology, he mentions his fondness for French girls. Countess Andrenyi told us that the nursemaid, she was French. Her name was Suzanne. Our young friend Barnaby Lewis confirms via the ham radio that her full name was Suzanne Ferrier, and that she was born near Paris. So, it is not so much a leap, I think, to wonder if perhaps the man from New York and the French girl working there might not have formed the attachment.
I've been a detective for almost 20 years, Monsieur Poirot, but I'm in admiration of you. Yeah, Suzanne and I were going to ask her uncle if we could get hitched. He was her guardian. Then the kidnapping and everything. It was too much for her.
Whoops.
Her uncle, monsieur? And his name?
Oh, jeez. I can't say I remember.
A detective for almost 20 years? And you never even knew the name of your fiancé's guardian?
No, probably got it written down somewhere back in New York.
Enough of this foolishness.
And Heinrich, I can't remember.
And so I expect, can Mademoiselle Marceau.
Monsieur Ferrier.
Pierre Michel.
Please do not embarrass
Fuck
us
you.
both. Choose another.
I'm not wrong, but I am wrong. Yeah.
Lucienne.
Mademoiselle, I...
Fine.
Marcel Bousse.
No.
Okay, now I'm just...
Monsieur Ferrier.
The picture in your valise. It is that of you, your sister, and her daughter Suzanne?
What the fuck?
Oui, monsieur. After my sister and her husband died in a car crash,
I was right. I said Pierre Michel.
as my own child.
And so...
I was right. Why the fuck did it tell me I was wrong?
Me? If your tenant is one of your killers, Mr. Poirot, that makes you 12. You don't need me.
No, madame. I have come to the odd conclusion that the person who has taken no part in the crime is the one who would be considered most likely to do so. I refer to Countess Anne Dranier. Her husband swore on his honor she did not leave her room last night. A count from a noble family? A rising young star in the Hungarian diplomatic service? Such a man does not swear upon his honor lightly. No, it is much more probable that he tells the truth. And it is the devoted husband who, so to speak, takes his wife's place. So you see, madame, we are back to 11 without you.
Well, I never. Wait until my daughter hears about this.
Why not tell her now? She is sitting there right beside you, Madame Adam. You are the instigator, or the director, I should say, of this entire performance. You, who Mademoiselle Debenham so rightly called the strongest character among us.
A character, no less.
Does this second solution explain everything? Let us see. Mademoiselle Marceau, what was the real murder weapon? But of course, a drama planned this carefully does not include the blood-stained stiletto with the fingerprints of some unknown. No, that is merely a prop, as were the 2 threatening letters. The burned note, of course, was a real threat. The conspirators most assuredly did not want this murder tied to the Armstrong kidnapping, and the true weapon, with no incriminating mark upon it, might never have been found if it had been thrown inches further.
Bloody steak knives aren't balanced properly for throwing. My hat's off to you, though, Miss Marceau. When I saw where it landed,
Balanced.
I wasn't about to crawl out there and end up at the bottom of that ravine.
Properly?
Took some nerve doing what you did, and there's no denying it.
You could have just taken a stick and...
The improbable differences in the stab wounds is now explained. 2 so-called clues were dropped in the dead man's compartment. Mademoiselle? The pipe cleaner, incriminating Colonel Arbuthnot, who had one of the strongest alibis and whose connection to the Armstrong family was probably the hardest to prove. And the second clue found in the room, mademoiselle? The handkerchief, incriminating Princess Dragomirov, who by virtue of her frail physique and the alibi given by her maid and Michel was practically in an unassailable position. Then there was the clue found at the shepherd's hut with the incriminating fingerprints. Do you have it, mademoiselle? With Matteo's incriminating fingerprints on it.
Not precisely cricket, you know, Tonio, to incriminate an innocent man.
Cyrus could swear Matteo had not entered the Calais coach. Michel informed us the radio was in the baggage car, and I went to put it out of commission. I did not want to destroy the equipment. It must have taken him much saving to purchase. So I only smashed the telegraph key.
Which was still expensive.
You are a miracle worker for sure.
What a fucking
To get
asshole.
The radio working again. I know about these things. That was a stroke of a genius.
Yeah, no, that was a stroke of
Stick to the point,
GameBoomers.com.
Monsieur Foscarelli.
With great pleasure. The padlock was just hanging there. I found the snowshoes earlier, and then the shepherd's hut. I was supposed to find a good place for the uniform and the stiletto, and the hut was perfect. But I had to break the lock to enter. All I did was go and get the padlock on the radio crate. I didn't mean to point the finger at Matteo.
The other red herring was not a herring at all, but it was certainly red. Mademoiselle?
And then to put it in my valise was not a nice trick.
The kimono is mine, monsieur. And mademoiselle, I had no intention of trying to incriminate you. I had to put it someplace. And I thought it would be amusing if you found it there.
Oh, how amusing!
Games Countess. Mademoiselle Freebody indeed. Well, Madame Arden?
I always fancied myself in comedy parts. Bravo, Mr. Poirot. Well done.
Applause from an actress of your stature is praise indeed, madame.
Yeah, this game.
We were all at the house, a house filled with almost unendurable pain and sadness. The Perkinson brothers were dead, but Cassetti had got clean away. We decided then and there that the sentence of death that Cassetti had escaped would be carried out. Little did we know how many years would pass, how many false leads Mr. Hardman would track down before Cassetti would be found.
Whatever country my work took me to, no matter how tough the case, I always saved plenty of time to try and pick up the trail. But he kept on the move. Brazil, Mexico, most of Europe. Ratchet was only the last of a string of aliases.
Then Mr. Michel wrote to me. It was he who, quite by accident, had recognized Cassetti traveling aboard the Istanbul to Calais train. When we learned the man, now calling himself Ratchet, frequently traveled to the Middle East aboard the train, we knew we could have some control of the scene of our planned execution. It took months, but in time Ratchet hired both Hector and Masterman.
One of us would have been enough. Two were better.
Hector handled all of Ratchet's travel arrangements. With Michelle's help, passage was booked on the same train he would be using to return from his latest excursion to the Orient. The rest you seem to know.
Oui, madame. Indeed, the rest Poirot knows.
But I don't understand. You've uncovered everything. We know we did it. How can there be another solution?
Here we go. This is where the game is different.
There is
Alright, get ready.
One who is not who he pretends to be. With the help of Mademoiselle Marceau, I will now present you with those clues which fit neither solution so far proposed.
So, everybody did it. It was fully planned thing. 12 people, that's the original ending. Time for the game to take a left turn because they didn't want to have the same solution that you knew in the book and the movie.
She saw the phantom attendant. We know now it was sheer invention. Yet we have the testimony of an independent witness who says he saw the non-existent small dark attendant actually getting on the train. Mademoiselle?
The engineer.
Oui, the engineer while the train was in the Belgrade station. And then there is the crate of Monsieur Ratchet and its unknown occupant. What clues associate themselves with that crate, mademoiselle?
The pile of books.
Oui, the uniform I think worn by the person the engineer saw. The pile of books mademoiselle believes were useful in the planning of the crime, yet no one has mentioned them. And the fact that the person with access to that key would be in the best position to tell us something of the occupant of that crate. And lastly, there is the little matter of the kidnapping of Mademoiselle Marceau.
The what?
Monsieur Foscarelli.
I would not harm the signorina.
It is why we are all here, to punish the kidnapper.
She's right, Poirot. How can you think any of us would resort to kidnapping after all we've been through?
As you can see, Monsieur Perkison, we have pieced together much of your story. Only the reasons remain, and I leave those to you.
What did you call him? He called him Perkinson.
That is my name. Robert Perkinson.
Legasp!
Silence! At once!
No one was talking.
You will obey me in this and listen to what Monsieur Perkinson has to say. You owe to Poirot that, I think.
Please understand. I know how you must hate me. It was my dear wife Isabella, the unidentified woman the papers mentioned.
who pleaded with Paul and me as the police.
That's Robert Pattinson, but
to let
might as
her
well
take
be.
Daisy away. She was sick with grief.
Take Daisy away?
Cassetti killed the wrong little girl. He crept up while Teresa was alone outside and shot her in cold blood. He was gone again before we knew what had happened. We'd refused his orders to kill Daisy, you see? So he took matters into his own hands and killed my little girl by mistake.
This is really where it's going, yeah.
If any group of people could know exactly how my wife felt, you are here before me. And we were afraid. Some accident when the police came. It was unthinkable the little girl should come to harm after we had just buried her.
It's very contrived. It's, I mean, I don't know that anything can be quite as contrived as falling into a noose from the second story of a house. But yeah, this is really fucking contrived.
I joined Isabella and Daisy in France, where they now lived as mother and daughter. I knew we should return the child, but my wife would have died the day she was gone.
Bad.
The child now answered to the name of our little girl, Teresa, and called my wife Mama. You understood the meaning of the photograph, Mr. Poirot?
Your family. You, your wife, and your little girl. And once I realized that, I knew that you could not be Pierre Michel. I then began to consider who you must be. Only one figure could not be accounted for with certainty. Robert Parkinson.
Last year, only days after my Isabella succumbed to a cancer that I think grew inside of her since the day of the kidnapping.
Oh my god.
I sought out Michel. He informed me of the plan to punish Cassetti. A plan that he, despite the death of his niece, never thought he could see through. He showed me the letters Mrs. Hubbard had written to him. He was in a terrible state.
He had seen Cassetti?
Yes, twice. On this very train. I could see he was not a strong man and would not be able to face Ratchet.
Just, oh my god.
I looked at those letters and asked him one question. Had Mrs. Hubbard or any of the others ever met him in person? His answer was no. I wanted Cassetti dead as much as any of you. He killed my child. And just as surely my wife.
Oh my god.
So here I am.
But, my granddaughter?
She has been staying with my wife's sister in Belgrade for the past few days. She came aboard the train there last night, dressed in an attendant's uniform.
Yeah!
She changed into her regular clothes and has been camping out, as she calls it. The nuns at her school have kept up her studies, in English as well as French.
She is a good student indeed, to have brought all her school books with her on the campout.
I told her to study. She has been staying in the baggage car in Ratchet's crate. Last night I took some food from Klaus's kitchen when he had gone off for a moment.
And the statue worth $4,000?
I dumped it on a trash heap near Sirkeki Station, I'm afraid. This cargo is far more precious.
At last.
Yeah, this is, yeah, you're exactly right. You don't fuck around with this. The only person who can fuck around with this is Agatha Christie herself with, oh, that's a look. Oh, that's a look. Oh, man. Just, I'm back to doing my nails again. She looks so concerned. Okay, sure. Okay, sure.
Mademoiselle Marceau, while they enjoy this brief moment before you render your final decision, let us, you and I, see whether you are up to the challenge that Poirot presented to you when our investigation began. Let us check the progress report you have been keeping in your scrapbook. Mademoiselle Marceau, Poirot, he is impressed. You are courageous.
Yeah, there's literally a scoring system in this, by the way, that tells you how Poirot-like you are.
That confronts you overcome almost every obstacle with enthusiasm and good humor. It has been my extreme pleasure to work with you and to match the wits with you. I am sure that with the knowledge you now have of my methods, you could do even better, should you ever find yourself faced with another mystery to solve.
But I did amazingly. Of course. Yeah, so I understand, again, why the developers decided to do this. It was a whole, like... You already know the...
You are the representative of the train company,
Here we are.
You have been instrumental in assembling the evidence that pointed to the solutions I have now shared. And...
Everybody already knows the ending to Murder on the Orient Express.
I am truly sorry, mademoiselle.
But, like...
I left you all of your belongings in that box, except the one I needed back. The key to the security room. You now know why. My precious cargo had to eat. You have proven to be most ingenious. Twice you almost discovered my secret passenger. I left the parasol for you to discover. I had no doubt you would free yourself. If not, I would have found an anonymous way to inform someone of your whereabouts.
Then why did you even
understand why you did it.
kidnap me? What was the point of the kidnapping then?
You have proven your great selves to be almost equal to those of Hercule Poirot. So, what do you say, Mademoiselle Marceau? Which solution shall we present to the Yugoslavian police in Broad? Silence, s'il vous plaît. It is now time to hear what Mademoiselle Marceau has decided.
I'm gonna go with the canon thing that Monsieur Bouch would say here.
Here are my thoughts on the first solution. It is not the truth, but fits the facts, at least one set of facts, and it will be the simplest by far to explain. My opinion of the second solution is this. It is
I am planning on watching the new one, yeah. Probably this weekend, to be honest.
They are self-confessed murderers, and yet, no, that word is wrong. Justice was done here. Of a kind, perhaps not the justice I would have preferred. In that, I agree with Colonel Arbuthnot. But still, can there be anyone, knowing Ratchet and knowing these people as well as I now do after only a few hours, who can't see the rightness of their cause? These are my feelings about the third solution. It is the whole truth. More heartache than even these 12 people knew. And it must stop somewhere, mustn't it? There are lives to build and rebuild here. I think of Greta's words on her postcard, and of the family that had one last day in the sun at Coney Island before the storm engulfed them. I think they all, including Monsieur Perkinson, deserve a chance in the sun again. Therefore, it is my belief, Monsieur Poirot, the first theory you put forward was the correct one. An unknown enemy of Monsieur Ratchet, whom the murdered man feared, sneaked aboard the train disguised as an attendant and is responsible for the murder. Unfortunately, he is still at large, or lies frozen in a snowbank somewhere awaiting the spring thaw. I suggest that is the solution we offer to the Yugoslavian police when we arrive in Broad.
Dr. Constantine?
Even if I did not owe you and Mademoiselle Marceau so much, I have learned to leave such matters to those best qualified to decide. I, of course, accept Mademoiselle Marceau's decision.
Why? Exactly.
Yeah, that's my view. What did I tell you?
Yes, thank you. Monsieur Poirot, your ankle.
It feels much better. And Poirot? He has been cooped up in his room far too long. He has the need of some fresh air.
Mr. Michel, I'm sorry, Perkinson. I cannot find it in my heart to hate you. All I find there is forgiveness and thankfulness for giving us back something we thought we'd lost forever. In fact, it seems you are now one of the family.
Thank you.
Daisy, child, my dear, I am your grandmother.
Do you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? God. What? Okay, why? Oh, he's crying. But why? Amusing. That's a good way to put it, yes. Amusing. Yeah, that's a... At least the music's good. And there's that, right? Character modeling. Shadows in the darkness. Shadows in the darkness. Well, that was Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. Perfectly timed, too. I do appreciate that it was David Suchet. It's very true. That's you, Shadows in the Darkness. Excellent. So yeah, there was a lot that was pretty good here. It was a very faithful adaptation with some changes to work the gameplay up until a point where it deviated, obviously, strongly from the narrative that creates an ending that is satisfying and therefore good. There we go. David Suchet as Hercule Poirot. Vanessa Marshall, also starring Carolyn Seymour, Leigh Allen Baker, Nolan North, other people that I have already gone over a little while ago. Bunch of people that we recognize. I think Chalkwest is in this again. You know, yeah, no, I'm just, if it weren't for that ending, it would have been a much better game. Like, there's definitely a whole lot in there, so. 1999 Broadway, please. Where can I take you today, miss? Oh, God. Vaguely racist depictions of cab drivers in New York City. I will never not prefer the original of... Well, I don't know why I'm saying that. Secrets Can Kill. They don't even... Do they sell Secrets Can... Not Secrets Can Kill. Nope. Nope. Oh my god. Secrets Can Kill is the first one. Message in Haunted Mansion is the third one. And the second one is... escaping my brain. Oh my god. Shit. Stay tuned for danger. Got it. Okay. Stay tuned for danger. Haven't they stopped selling Stay Tuned for Danger? Like, it's just, like, disappeared or whatever from the store? Or am I wrong? Oh, they did. Okay. I think it's the same exact game. The only one that they actually remastered and re-released, and I put remastered in giant fucking quotes because bad, was the first one, Secrets Can Kill, because they decided to remake that and made it worse. They made it very worse on a lot of ways. Yeah, the original is no longer available. I have a copy of the original because I have a literal disc copy from childhood. So I won't let them take that away from me. It's mine. And I digitized it at this point, so I've got it as good as it's going to do. Absolutely. So, anyway, yeah, so that was Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. Not sure what I'm going to play next Tuesday. Not sure what I'm going to play next Tuesday. There is another Agatha Christie game still. So could play that. And that one is Evil Under the Sun. Took me a hot minute again. We could play Evil Under the Sun, which also does change the ending, and I remember the changed ending, but it's hilarious and great, actually. I don't know that it's better. It might be worse than the original, but the changed ending is still something to behold. So maybe. Put a pin in it. That's a maybe. There are other options that I have in mind. We'll see. I also think I remember mentioning at one point that I had been thinking about a game that could be like a filler game. Something to play so that I could keep starting new games on Tuesday. I mean, it's not a problem this next week because I had the power outages on Tuesday. I don't know that I would have finished the entire game on Tuesday, to be honest, since it took us pretty much the entire stream today to do that. But I have been reading a lot about Fall Guys lately. Fall Guys sounds like it's actually freaking great and hilarious, and I think I kind of want to get it to just do that. I'm also, however, worried that I'm going to get bored of it in like a week. But it is a game that I don't necessarily have to worry about a story or, you know, there being a linear thing. Okay, Fall Guy is basically like a battle royale obstacle course. Actually, a better way to explain it is the concept seems to literally be like, what if we took a Japanese game show and made it a video game competition thing? So there's like the reward for winning is basically cosmetics. You get like weird little things for your character or whatever, in the same way with Fortnite and, you know, PUBG and stuff like that. But like, it is cute and kind of just ridiculous, and it's literally like little white blobs that are people that you can put costumes on, and then they make different noises for the costumes, which is great. So like the one that I watched was someone put an owl costume, and the little Fall Guy kept hooting. So we just going around going hoo 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 hoo. It's adorable. And it's literally just like an obstacle course with like swinging hammers, and like they randomize it every time with different mini games. There's one that everyone is talking about for some reason, which is eggs. You're all split up into 3 teams, and you have to get the most eggs in your team's basket. But you can steal eggs from other people. The game mechanics don't actually change throughout the whole game, so you can grab people and throw them to the ground at any time. It's really ridiculous. I'm on the fence about it. You can find more eggs than that. So I'm thinking about it though. Maybe if we run into that as a problem, just something that's like procedural or something that, you know, doesn't require following a story or picking up on clues where we left off or anything like that. Keep that for the main stuff. But this would basically be for Thursdays if, you know, I finish on a Tuesday, or if we finish early on a Thursday and I don't want to end the stream after like half an hour of streaming or whatever. And that's more going to happen in games that I haven't played. Stuff like the Detective Grimoire, I'm not going to necessarily know how far along in the game I am. I will say for the most part, almost all of these point and clicks are just about 2 games long, or 2 streams long, so just about 6 hours, 6-7 hours. So that's not impossible to do, but it's good to keep in mind nonetheless. And I do still have Overwatch that I can definitely jump back into at any time and fall apart on screen. Especially because I'm a terrible gamer and I play Overwatch with this. Not a keyboard and mouse. And the only reason I do that is because I started playing Overwatch, and the first copy of Overwatch that I got was on the PlayStation 4. So I got used to the controls there. I can handle controls on the Xbox, although I even set up my PlayStation to play. Yeah. So I've played Stardew Valley. When Stardew Valley came out for the Switch and everybody was like, oh my god, Stardew Valley, it's like Harvest Moon, but better. And I was like, oh my god, Harvest Moon. I loved Harvest Moon. That was such a fun game. I don't know what I was expecting, but I actually can't stand Stardew Valley. It is literally the kind of game that I just can't get into because it tempts you with all of these things and gives you so little energy to work with at the beginning that I'm like, I can't, like, it feels like the game has this pile of stuff to do and it dumps it all on you at once. And if it were set up in such a way that like different threads unlock as you go along, and as you gain the ability to have more energy or do more tasks or anything like that, then it works. Like I can't get into it for some reason. It's not my thing. It would be one thing if it were just like build a farm, connect to a community, create a life, which is kind of what it was for Harvest Moon. But it's like, solve these mysteries, and there's also this thing, and there's also this thing that you need to unlock, and what are with these weird little sprite things, and there's a wizard, and he has family, and you have to figure that, and like, it, I mean, that's fair. So some people do play it as just like, I want to build a farm and just do that, and like that's what I expected when I went into it. And then when it wasn't that, and it was like, there are all these other things you can do, you don't have to do them, and I was like, but it's there to do, and the RPG gamer in me is like, I must do everything. So, you know, I literally am the person who like goes every single pathway and avoids the boss battle because I need to get every bit of loot that I can. And I save all of those health potions, even in the final boss battle, because they took so long to get. I mean, if it's one of those games that if you can turn your brain off to certain parts of it, you can get whatever you want out of it, which is awesome. I think as a game, it's a cool game. It's just not a game that I know I enjoy. Because there's too much to do and not enough focus with the gameplay itself to do it. You have to choose what path you take, and that is the path that you must take. And it can be over here while another path is over here. Like, they're not even close by, they're not even intersecting, but you know about the stuff over here, even though this is the one you're doing. Like, that's a lot for me to handle. I don't know. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but this is kind of how I feel about Stardew Valley. I mean, I can just quickly look over the games in my thing. Also, I can find out whether GOG has fixed the Steam integration. They have not. Huh. That's disappointing. Let me take a look at the issues. Where's my issues? The ones that I did. Heavy support traffic? Interesting. So, I don't know if you guys know about GOG Galaxy 2, but GOG's client Galaxy 2 is actually really great because it syncs all of your systems together. Now, I say it's really great and it syncs all of your systems together with the small asterisk that it does not actually replace your launchers. So if I were to use it to launch a Steam game, it launches Steam that launches the game. Now that being said, it does mean that there's only one thing that I have to click, and all of my stats, all of my friends, all of my games across all platforms, and you can add PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, even if you can't play it on your computer, you can put it all on GOG Galaxy. It's especially helpful for people like me who have this running list of things that I know I want to buy in my head, and who puts it on like multiple wish lists, buys it, and then 2 years later it goes on sale somewhere else and I buy it again. Because I have a lot of duplicate games that I have bought and I hate it. I absolutely hate that I keep accidentally buying games again, and this solves that for me. Yeah, I'll just have to look at that later. So what do I have here for like random casual things that I can just do? Baba Is You. I have that. I've played it. I enjoy it to some level, but I've gotten to the point where I have to cheat in order to win because it's fucky with the logic. So probably not. A lot of these. I mean, there's Clue. I could just play Clue. That'd be fun. I love Clue. It's a good game. At least the board game is. I've never actually played the video game Clue, but I assume it's literally just a board game. So, so Clue is definitely a possibility. Cultist Simulator. I have not tried this. I have been told I should try this. And oh, I've been told I should try this. What one do you mean? Is there a specific one that I'm supposed to have? I didn't know there were multiple Clue games. I got it off Steam. Specifically, it is called Clue/Cluedo, the classic mystery game. I can even show it on my screen real quick. Hold on. There. Oh, yeah. This one. So I don't know if this is the one you mean. But this is the one that I have. So what is there like? Season pass. Huh. Is there some kind of weird? Anyway. Oh. Well, I can put it on the end anyway. Yeah, it looks like it's on discount right now. Oh no, I take it back. The discount's $34. No, it's the bundle is discounted for 10%. I thought it was $4.28. It's $42.28. So never mind. I will try and get it on discount as well another time. So yeah, that's the one that I have on Steam. Yeah, different boards. I assumed that was probably the case. That would be fun to get at some point for sure. So I'll definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, I have Cultist Simulator. I've been meaning to try that. I don't know if that's a story game or if that is a, like, I think it's card-based. Like, it's a card RPG, I want to say. So I think it's something that's replayable and whatnot. There's that, maybe. I'd have to look more into it. I have Fez. I got that from the Epic Store for free, and I have no idea what Fez is. And I think my roommate streamed it a while ago, and it looked kind of interesting. But I have Fez. Let's see. What else do I have in this? That is just kind of like casual or repeatable. Invisible Ink, but that's not particularly interesting to watch do, even. I kind of lost interest in it because I was interested in the premise more than anything. I play the story campaign, and then that's about it. Same thing with like Tropico, because I have Tropico 5 and 6, and I play the story campaign, and then that's it. I think the story campaign of the Tropico series is freaking hilarious, by the way. Kingdom New Lands. I don't know what that is. I also got it on Epic for free, because it was free. Oh, I have all the Lego games. That's not... You don't have to keep track of what's going on in those. You know what's going on in those. It's like Lego Batman, Lego Harry Potter, Lego Lord of the Rings, just like whatever. Let's see. Majesty. I played Majesty, so... Alright, Majesty was a blast from the past for me, because Majesty was one of the games that was on very specific computers in the computer lab in middle school for me. It was only very specific computers, though, so you had to get lucky to either be signed that seat or get that computer during an off time in order to play that game specifically. Problem is, I had no idea how to play the game. So I just muddled around. But anyway, I got the Gold HD edition of Majesty, like the original game, played through the whole campaign. It felt great to finally finish something that I had been, struggling with since middle school, essentially. It was also weird to find a game that I had played on a computer at school in middle school. It was right there with, like, there was a hot dog stand simulator thing, like that, and Sim Tower, and Oregon Trail, and Zumbinis, which I am convinced to this day, by the way, that no one owns Zumbinis. The only way anyone has ever played Zumbinis was at school. I know you can buy the game, but it's just, it literally was a game that I only ever thought of at school, and therefore, even though we had a computer at home that could definitely run Zumbinis, I never bothered to ask for Zumbinis because I didn't care about it unless I was bored and in school. Oh, I have Mini Metro. That's a hard game. That's tough. Down for it, but it's tough. Zumbinis, I don't know how to describe it. I don't remember much about it. It was like a logic game kind of a thing. Like, the idea was that you had to... Like, your Zumbinis were all varied somehow. Like, they had different hair, and they had different eyes, and different legs, and, and that, when you were confronted with challenges in their, like, journey or whatever, it would have to be like, all ones with red hair need to go forward, or, you have to separate them out this way in order to let them go forward, and, like, I don't know. I don't really remember much about it, and again, it was one of those games that, like I said, you only played at school because you were bored. Oh, the Nancy Drew games, of course, but I don't need to play those casually, because then what if I play half of one, and then don't play it for several months? Totally possible. Oh, I picked up The Raven, Legacy of a Master Thief. I'm very excited to play that, because that is basically a game that wants to be an Agatha Christie game that was an Agatha Christie, quote-unquote. Honestly, I think the Fripples and Zumbinis were like the same thing. They were literally like the same thing. Oh, and then there was another game. What was it? Oh god, there was another game. It was like a science game, and you had to find race car parts? Gizmos and Gadgets. That's it. Gizmos and Gadgets from the Learning Company. Introductory mechanics, simple machines, magnets, basic electronics, forms of energy. Compatible with computers running DOS 3.3 or higher. Later added a CD release that was 95 in Macintosh compatibility. Whoo! That was another one. Yeah. Wow. It was like a 2D platformer that quizzed you every once in a while, and you had to like find race car parts to defeat the evil scientist guy or whatever. It was weird. It was a weird game. Again, another one of those ones that I would never play on my own. Math Blaster was fun, though. Okay, Math Blaster was actually fun. This one was not. I mean, I could always play Civilization. That's definitely true. I do enjoy a good random game of Civilization and world domination. I haven't played Civilization 6 yet. I'd be down for that, perhaps. You guys would just like mock me for how simple I play these games, mind you, but I do not get deep into the mechanics of how to play Civilization on like levels beyond the second hardest. Anything higher than that and I just get trounced by the AI. Surviving Mars, I also own that for free from Epic, and that's another city builder resource kind of a thing. That's a possibility. I have more than I thought. And then there are the Tropicos, of course. Though, like I said, I only do the campaigns. And that's what I got, I think. So yeah, lots of options indeed. Anyway, I might end up getting Fall Guys anyway, because it looks so stupid and adorable. Regardless of anything. Anywho, it's about 12:30 right now, so it's probably about time for me to head to bed. Now, I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for bearing with me with all of the power issues we had on Tuesday. Sorry that Tuesday's stream got cut off so early, but I'm glad that I was able to stream for you today, and we were able to finish Murder on the Orient Express, which was a journey. Very weird journey, and one that I am both happy we did and happy we're done. So, it couldn't be helped indeed. Except I knew what was coming. I remembered that I looked it up when we started, before we started the game, how they changed the ending. It was like, right, that was a thing. But regardless, it's still fun to bring these games to light, whether they're good or bad, to be honest. That's what I like about doing these streams, is that I'm not necessarily here to show you good games. I'm here to show you interesting games. And that can mean a lot. It was an interesting game. Can't deny that. So, anyway, thank you all for coming. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful rest of your night or morning, whatever it is. Excuse me, for you. Right now, it's morning for me, so I'm going to go to sleep and wake up later in the morning. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and I will see you again next Tuesday. All right? Talk to you later, my lovelies. Bye-bye.